Welcome back to the channel. If you've been following my One Small Change series, this one is for you. I've taken all 14 videos from part 2 and brought them together in one place, so you can watch them back to back, take notes, pause, and come back, or just let them wash over you and see what sparks an idea. The whole idea behind this series is simple. You don't need a renovation. You don't need a big budget. You just need one small change, and sometimes that's all it takes to make a room feel completely different. Some of these ideas will take 5 minutes, some will cost almost nothing, but all of them have the potential to make a big change in the way your home looks and feels. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's get into it. Light is one of the most powerful elements in a home, and so many of us are blocking it without even realizing. Heavy curtains, stiff fabric, dark linings, they make a room feel closed off, smaller than it actually is. Try switching to something lighter, a loose linen, a soft cotton weave, something that lets the light filter through rather than fight its way in. You'll still have privacy, but the room will feel different, gentler, more open, like it's finally exhaling. The right curtains don't just cover a window, they change the whole mood of the room. We spend so much time thinking about how our homes look. The colors, the furniture, the styling. But scent is the sense we forget. And it might be the most powerful one of all. A candle on the coffee table, a linen spray on the bed, a bowl of citrus on the kitchen counter. These are tiny things, but they change how a room feels the moment you walk in. Scent creates memory. It creates mood. It works on you before you've even sat down, before you've noticed anything else about the room. It tells your brain, quietly, but immediately, that you're somewhere you want to be. You don't need to redesign a single thing, just add something that smells like home. Most of us arrange furniture the same way. Everything parallel. Everything pushed back. Everything facing the same direction. It feels safe, orderly, but it can also feel a little rigid, a little unlived in. Try this. Take one chair, just one, and turn it slightly inward. Not a dramatic change, just a few degrees away from the wall, angled gently toward the rest of the seating. Something shifts. The room suddenly feels less like a showroom and more like a place where people actually sit and talk. Furniture that faces each other invites conversation. It says, "Come in, sit down, stay a while." One chair, a small angle, a completely different feeling in the room. A throw that's been tossed onto a sofa and forgotten. We've all got one. And yet a throw is one of the most useful styling tools in your home. It adds color, it adds texture, it makes a sofa feel finished. The difference is in how you place it, not folded into a perfect rectangle and draped over the arm like a hotel room, and not rolled up in the corner either. Try folding it loosely, then laying it across one end of the sofa at a slight angle. Let it look considered, but not fussy, relaxed, but intentional. That combination, casual and deliberate at the same time, is exactly what makes a room feel styled without feeling stiff. One throw, placed with a little care, it's amazing what a difference it makes. A room can look perfectly put together and still feel cold, too polished, too coordinated, like a catalog page rather than a home. Wood changes that. It brings something that no paint color or fabric can quite replicate. Warmth, imperfection, a sense that the natural world has been invited in. It doesn't need to be a large piece of furniture. A wooden tray on the coffee table, a small stool beside the bath, a simple bowl on the kitchen counter. These small additions break up rooms that feel overly cool or color coordinated. They add a layer of texture that makes everything around them look better. Wood works with almost anything. Marble, linen, concrete, rattan. It never competes. It just quietly pulls a room together. One piece. That's all it takes. There's something about a bed piled high with heavy quilts and thick throws that feels wonderful in winter. Cozy, sheltering, like the bed is wrapping itself around you. But when the seasons change, that same bed can start to feel oppressive, heavy, like you're sleeping under something rather than resting in it. This is a simple seasonal change. Swap out the heavy duvet for something lighter, a cotton waffle blanket, a linen quilt, something that breathes. Your bedroom will look different too. Lighter bedding has a calm, relaxed quality that heavier quilts can't quite achieve. The whole room feels like it has exhaled. A cooler bed means better sleep. And a bed that looks as light and easy as it feels, that is a bedroom worth waking up in. Most artwork in most homes is hung too high. It's one of the most common decorating mistakes, and almost nobody realizes they're making it. The rule of thumb that gets passed around is 57 inches from the floor to the center of the piece, eye level when you're standing. But in a room where people are mostly sitting, that can still feel too high, too disconnected from the furniture below it. Try lowering your artwork by just a few inches. It doesn't sound like much, but something changes. The art feels like it belongs to the room rather than floating above it. The furniture and the wall start to feel like they're in conversation with each other. The whole space feels more grounded. We hang art high because it feels important up there, but art that connects with the room around it, that sits at a height where you actually see it and feel it, that is art that does its job. Lower it, just a little. You might be surprised. There is a habit so many of us fall into without noticing. We find a few things we love, a candle, a vase, a sentimental photograph, and we cluster them together on a shelf or a table. It feels natural, but crowded objects start to compete with each other. Nothing gets to be the focal point because everything is fighting for attention at once. Try this instead. Take what you have and simply spread it out. Give each piece its own small patch of space to exist in. Suddenly, you can actually see each object. The candle looks more like a chosen piece and less like clutter. The vase has room to be noticed. Empty space isn't wasted space. It's what allows the eye to rest and what allows the things you love to actually be seen. Sometimes, styling a room isn't about adding more. It's simply about giving what you already have a little room to breathe. A coffee table or a countertop scattered with small things, a few candles, a stack of coasters, a little dish for keys, can start to look messy, even when every single item is something you actually use. The problem usually isn't the objects. It's that they're floating around without any structure. Here's a fix that takes minutes. Gather a few of those small pieces and place them onto a single tray. A simple wooden tray, a piece of marble, even a shallow bowl will do the job. Once everything sits inside that boundary, the whole surface looks different. The objects look chosen rather than scattered. The tray creates a frame, and that frame does most of the work. It's also wonderfully practical. When you need to dust or tidy, you lift one tray instead of moving 6 small things. One simple boundary. A surface that finally looks like you meant it. Most decorating happens at the same height. A coffee table here, a lamp there, a sofa cushion arranged just so. Everything sitting in that same comfortable middle zone. But a room that only exists at one level can start to feel a little flat. A little static, even when every piece in it is beautiful. The fix is surprisingly simple. Add something tall, a branch in a floor vase, a slender lamp, a piece of artwork that runs higher up the wall than you'd normally choose. That single vertical element does something the rest of the room can't. It pulls the eye upward, and suddenly the whole space feels taller, more open, more alive. You don't need to add more furniture or more clutter. You just need one piece that reaches a little higher than everything else. Height creates energy. Let your room reach up a little. A bed or a sofa with just one fabric can look perfectly fine. Neat, tidy, but also a little flat, a little one note. Texture is what turns fine into inviting. and the easiest way to add it is by layering. Take what you already have, a cotton duvet, a linen sofa cushion, and add a second texture on top. A knit throw over the cotton, a linen blanket draped over the velvet. The contrast is what makes it work. You don't need to match anything perfectly. In fact, the slight difference is the whole point. Smooth against rough, matte against soft. That contrast is what catches the eye and makes a space feel layered rather than staged. It takes almost no effort and barely any cost. Just one extra layer, and suddenly the bed or the sofa looks finished in a way it didn't before. Texture is the easiest depth you'll ever add to a room. The middle of the night trip out of bed is something almost everyone does. To the bathroom, to check on a noise, to get a glass of water. And almost everyone does it in the dark, feeling along the wall, stepping carefully, hoping not to trip over something that wasn't there yesterday. A small motion sensor light changes that completely. Tuck one at the base of the bed frame or set one on the nightstand, and it switches on automatically the moment you move. No fumbling for a lamp. No bright overhead light shocking you awake. Just enough soft light to see clearly, then it switches off again on its own. This is such a small addition, but it matters at every age. It means fewer stumbles in the dark, more confidence moving around at night, and a bedroom that quietly looks after you. Sometimes the most important changes in a home aren't about how a room looks. They're about how safely you can move through it. It happens slowly. You buy a candle you love, then find another one and bring that home too. A vase here, another similar one there. None of it feels like too much in the moment, but step back, and a room full of near duplicates starts to lose its impact. Two of the same candle doesn't look intentional, it just looks like two candles. Here's the fix. Walk through your space and look for repeats. Same shape, same color, same idea expressed twice. Choose the better one and let the other go. What's left behind suddenly has more presence. One candle reads as a considered choice. One vase becomes a feature instead of a background object. Editing isn't about having less for the sake of it. It's about making sure everything you keep actually gets to be seen. Sometimes the most stylish thing you can do is simply remove what's already there twice. Kitchens and dining rooms tend to be functional spaces. Bright, practical, built for getting things done. And that's exactly as it should be, most of the time. But in the evening, that same brightness can start to feel a little harsh, a little too much like the middle of the day, even when dinner is long finished. Try this. As the evening settles in, light a candle or two on the counter or the table. Something simple, nothing fussy. The whole room changes character. The light gets softer, warmer, lower. Conversations slow down. Even cleaning up afterward feels a little calmer than it did under bright overhead light. If an open flame isn't practical, a flameless candle does the same job beautifully. It's such a small gesture, lighting a candle, but it turns a functional room into a space made for the end of the day. Your home doesn't need to be perfect to be beautiful. It just needs to feel like you. And sometimes all it takes is one small shift, a softer fabric, a little breathing room, a candle lit at the end of the day, to change the way a space feels to live in. I hope something in this video has inspired you to try just one small change, because one small change really can make all the difference. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more home decorating tips. See you next time.